I'm a dem I'm a dem soch, but what would you describe yourself as economically? One-eyed atheist, if you want to know economically, I generally will accept the label anti-authoritarian anarchist, but when it comes to economics, I don't know why people are always thinking about this like um, far in the distant idea of economics. Economics, we could go into pie in the sky ideas of like gift econ or things like that, but at the end of the day, in realpolitik, if we're gonna really look at like the lay of the land today, we live in this capitalist fuckfest. So what are we gonna do about it? Well, we have options. We need to be deciding every single time more democracy, not less. More power to the people, not less. The more power you put in the hands of the people, the less you will have these oligarchs, corporations, and just evil administrations running the show. You have to always choose to give it to the people. What does that mean? That means labor unions. That means organizing. That means co-ops. That means all sorts of things that look like socialism, look like communism. But the truth is, all of these ideas like socialism, communism, and even capitalism, they're not actually those things. They're kind of hodgepodge pastiches that are just cobbling together economies that work for now. Capitalism has to be constantly rebuilt. They have to constantly put new guardrails on it, rebuild the ship, and then crash it into the rocks again. Think about the history of capitalism. We build this ship called capitalism. We don't know how it works, and we sail it straight into the rocks. And then what do? We go, okay, well let's put some guardrails on it. Let's make sure we don't do that shit again. And then we go out to sea again, and we crash it right back into the rocks. But what we really need is, and what we have essentially is a mixture of socialism, capitalism. We always kind of mix it up. Um, so it really doesn't matter to me about these pie in the sky. I would love the idea of a gift economy where my labor is a gift that maybe you can earn. Maybe you can earn the gift of my labor. But that's not the world I'm living in, right? I love the idea of, you read things like communism and you think, oh, that sounds great. And communism does sound great when you read the Communist Manifesto, but like it's fiction. It's not real. Like we've never had pure communism. We've never had pure capitalism. We've never had these things. We've always had some kind of mixture of theory and philosophy. And it's the same thing with philosophy. Like people, like, this is why I like to quote a lot of different philosophers, and like why I like to think about a lot of different philosophers on this Sunday show, is because so many people that I encounter will be like, well, I am a utilitarian. And it's like, no, you're not. You think you are. You think that you can apply this one lens to all things, and it's stupid. It's part of the reason why liberals are so bad, because you'll have someone who's into, I don't know, feminist queer theory or something, right? Or so, I don't know, that maybe is too loaded. But you'll have these ideas, or someone who's Marxist. Since we're talking about communism, you have someone who wants to look at everything through the Marxist lens. And that's boring. It's stupid. You can't look at everything through the Marxist lens. You could do it for like masturbatory purposes for papers in college, but you can't navigate the world that way. And it's the same thing with like, what do you label yourself economically? I don't like I'd rather reject that label and say I want to have more democracy than authoritarianism every single time. And all these stuff about economics, I think, kind of work themselves out largely because when people are in power, they do things like look after their neighbors. For example, if people are in power, I talk to Republicans, Democrats, right-wing conservatives, left-wing revolutionaries, and all of them seem to agree that we need to have a pooled resource to take care of our mentally ill, mentally disabled, mental health situations. That we need something where we pool our money and take care of people who are having mental health issues. that we need to address it differently in America. That's basically just a socialist idea, right? Now, why is it that I got to put a label on it? We can have solutions for Medicare, Medicaid, VA, the military, the streets, the libraries, and those are socialist ideas. And we can have some kind of market ideas like syndicalist anarchism, where you have like markets and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't necessarily have to be one or the other. It can be a mixture. But I will always, for me, my personal philosophy is to decide more on the power to the people. Because I think when the people are in power, they will do things like get together and create mental health institutions for people. They would do it for free. They would do it because they care about their neighbors.